A state trooper acting as Ben Roethlisberger's bodyguard on the night he was accused of raping a college student is under investigation by his department. Pennsylvania State Police looking into whether he blocked people from entering the area where Roethlisberger and the alleged victim were. Meanwhile, Big Ben will not face charges, but Steelers President Art Rooney said he will be punished.
Receiving the support of Pittsburgh Steelers fans all over the world is something that must be earned. I've made it clear to Ben that his conduct in this incident did not live up to our standards. We've made it very clear to Ben that there will be consequences for his action.
Joining us now is Sportswriter Dave Zirin. Dave, hey to you.
Hello, Alex.
So Art Rooney's saying you have to earn the respect of the fans. How do you go about doing that? Is a suspension enough of a way to regain that kind of respect?
I certainly don't think so. I think Ben Roethlisberger is going to have to do something similar to what Michael Vick has done in the last year. This hasn't gotten a lot of news publicity, but Michael Vick has done numerous events with the Humane Society. He's spoken to young children about dogs, about treating them humanely, about why fighting pits is bad. Ben Roethlisberger is going to have to make some, I think, major donations to battered women's shelters, to rape crisis hotlines, because think about it like this. The Ben Roethlisberger case, I read the police report. It's so similar, it's upsetting, to the case that was leveled against him 8 months ago. And another case that the Atlanta Journal-Constitution has talked about, where the father of a young woman asked her not to come forward. And so you look at all of this together, and you can only assume one of two things. Either the women involved, especially the most recent one, 20 years old, underage, inebriated, is a sociopath who had the previous police reports memorized, or something very awful is happening, and there's a pattern of behavior here which is not only not acceptable for an NFL player or a quarterback for the Steelers, it shouldn't be acceptable at all for anybody.
What's going on inside the head of Ben Roethlisberger doing this kind of stuff? Yeah, I mean, allegations at this point, got to say that, but come on.
Yeah, I know we're talking about allegations, but at the same time, if they were all made up out of whole cloth, if this is just a story of women trying to cash in on his fame, he would be in front of the cameras saying, this is an absolute outrage and a lie, and I will not have my good name dragged through the mud. Instead, he's saying things like, I know I did wrong, and I know I need to rebuild trust among teammates and fans and the organization. You wouldn't have the district attorney going in front of the cameras, the Georgia district attorney, saying things like, I can't 100% prove that he is guilty. You see, statements like that have people look at this and say, wow, this is more than just where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, at best you can say he is an overaged frat boy with very serious issues when it comes to how he relates to women. And at worst, you are looking at the pattern of somebody who would be called politely, I think, a predator.
Yeah.
And this is so unacceptable. I say this as an NFL fan, as a sports writer, as a human being who has a daughter, a mom, a wife. It's so unacceptable that he just be allowed to skate on this, and I think that's what's weighing on Roger Goodell's mind as he looks at everything in front of him right now.
Yeah, I'm curious how much this weighs on the minds of his teammates as well, and what this is going to do for the play, because if you're the QB, you're in charge. These guys got to back you up, they got to work with you. Do you think he's going to be a little bit of a pariah? And the team members saying, you know, I don't want to really go there.
It's a serious issue because people like Tom Brady of the New England Patriots, Peyton Manning of the Indianapolis Colts, you talk to the players on those teams, they may not all be buddy-buddy and hang out with those guys, but they will go to the mat to defend them on the field and off. There's a level of respect that's more than just about play. It's about a shared experience and a common goal. Pittsburgh players are already talking off the record and some even grumbling on the record. Who is this guy? And a team cannot operate successfully as well. So you're talking about serious, I think a financial incentive that Ben either has to get right with his team or they need to cut bait and let him loose. And some people have said, like sources inside the team, that if they didn't owe him roughly $12 million of guaranteed money on his contract, he might already be an ex-Steeler.
Yeah, you might think there might be a clause in the contract, though, about, moralities clause. We'll see. We'll see.
It's hard without the arrest and the conviction to enact that clause.
Yeah.
But if another thing happens, I've heard that they are actually going to try to enact that.
Oof. Okay. Dave Zirin, thanks for the update. Good to talk with you.
Thank you.